A library, a school, City Hall. These are some of the places that make up a town. It could be any small town. It could be your town. This is Alphaville. Much the same as other small towns, Alphaville is the sum of many lesser parts. But unlike every other town, Alphaville does not actually exist. Not in the traditional sense, anyway. A purely electronic creation of science, Alphaville is an informational representation of a town which is perpetually under siege. It exists only as data and in the minds of those who defend its critical information infrastructure, and those who could attack it. As you can see, the 4 locations that make up Alphaville are the library, the school, City Hall, and Alphaville Emergency Services. Are there other locations in Alphaville? Sure, I suppose so. Maybe a grocery store or a soda fountain. But do you really want to be the hacker that takes down the soda fountain? What are you going to do? Order 1,000 cases of Coca-Cola? I don't think so. Besides, then you'll have the Coca-Cola company to answer to. And those gentlemen don't mess around. While no longer commonly used in the civilized world, this switchboard is a useful visual metaphor for Alphaville. No information can flow between any 2 points. But with a connection, information can move from point A to point B. With enough leaps, information can be made to move between any 2 points on the board. So let's look at the information technology infrastructure of Alphaville. You might be asking yourself, why would anyone attack a small town library? The electronic card catalogs of today's libraries hardly represent a high-value target. While a miscreant could erase titles, or add erroneous ones, little seems to be gained by attacking those assets. Consider, however, that other information may be stored on the library's critical infrastructure. Full names, addresses, possibly phone numbers. Whether a city councilman's been checking out dirty books, like The Story of O, or Catcher in the Rye. Once they've gained access to the system, it may be possible to exploit weaknesses in that system to gain access to other places in Alphaville. But surely the school poses no threat, you might say. What could be done here? Grades could be altered, certainly, but there's more to be had than an A in woodshop here. Once again, names, numbers, addresses, and now the names, ages, and birth dates of children. And again, through weaknesses in the school's domain name service system or other exploits, access to one system can be leveraged into access to another. At this point, a hostile user or team of users has access to Alphaville's municipal records, legal documents, and other sensitive information. They may even have access to Alphaville's emergency services, such as fire, police, or ambulance dispatches. Along the way, they may have gathered information from the library or school systems, which could allow them to guess passwords or socially engineer access to more and more critical systems. It's possible that some resource or document was the perpetrator's target all along. Whatever their motives, Alphaville has been hacked. But who, you may ask, would do such a thing? Who would attack Alphaville? Miscreant youths bent on causing chaos and havoc? Trashing your precious data for bragging rights to gain favor with females of their subculture? Professional thieves working for the highest bidder? Organized criminals looking to enrich themselves and forward their own illegal operations? Or perhaps shadowy operatives working under the auspices of some foreign government? Ultimately, it doesn't matter. The point is, your critical information infrastructure may be vulnerable, and you may not have the skills to keep it safe. So where do you obtain these skills? Where do you learn? Why, right here, of course, in Alphaville. Here, you will learn to defend an interconnected network of systems with real-world assets and real-world infrastructure against real-world threats. Alphaville, brought to you by the Michigan Cyber Range. Be prepared for the worst by learning to be the best.